So what are the most important resources for pilot writers in coming up with ideas and pitching and ultimately writing a pilot for series? It could be anything, you know. In Los Angeles, the development process accepts ideas from anywhere and everywhere. The greatest luxury for a pilot writer is to find a wonderful piece of underlying material, and that was the case with The Mysteries of Laura, a fully formed pilot, a fully formed series with wonderful characters and stories at the center of it. And when something like that falls into your lap, well, as a television writer and developer, that is like winning the lottery. When we talk about underlying sources and the trend to develop television series from existing films, you know, just like with existing television series being adapted from other countries, it can be a wonderful thing or a not so great thing depending on how the material is translated from the big screen to the small screen or from the foreign original to the adaptation. In this case, the underlying material was so wonderfully relatable and universal. The themes of the show, the everyday dilemmas of the protagonist. In my opinion, the translation would be seamless from the Spanish original to the American adaptation. And so in regard to any of these films, whether it's Bates Motel, whether it's Fargo, you know, the translation is just going to be as good as the people who are adapting the underlying material. In both of those cases, they've been wonderful successes here in America. And, you know, we welcome the opportunity to do more of the same. When you talk about the differences between network development and cable development, the primary differences from where I sit involve how much plot is being relied upon in any given episode versus how much character work is utilized in a pilot episode. So for example, in The Mysteries of Laura, and we'll talk about this a little bit more later, it was incumbent upon me developing the show for network to make sure that we had all of the procedural story beats front and center in the television pilot, because the network audience has been trained to anticipate a lot of procedural beats in 1 hour cop shows. And so it was less incumbent upon us to spend time living in the character beats and more important to get the procedure in front. But at the same time, to make the show stand out from the pack, the character had to be present even as we were playing our procedural beats. The pressure is on a little bit more in network shows to elucidate character and procedure in that compressed 43-minute period, while cable shows are typically given a little bit more breathing room. I think what's most influential and most inspiring for American TV writers developing underlying foreign material, specifically Spanish material, is that we often see chances being taken that push the envelope tonally in terms of character work, in terms of storytelling structure, that make us think a little bit more outside the box from what we typically see in American television. When I first saw the pilot episode for Laura, I was just blown away by the wonderfully fresh comedic choices that were being made, by the unexpected and incongruous turns from comedy to drama and back and forth. there were some tonal choices that you just don't typically see in American television, and it challenged me as an American television writer to push myself further, to make some more unexpected choices, to surprise the audience with every scene and every episode. And I lean on the tone of the Spanish original every week. And I think that television writers like myself, who have had the great good fortune to adapt foreign formats, feel very similarly, that we see so many chances being taken in episodic television in other countries. It gives us the freedom and the confidence to make creative choices that we wouldn't necessarily make if we were just focused on American television shows that had come before us.